Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn about take operator. It falls under the category of filtering operator. Apart from this, we'll also touch base on skip operator. Take operator limits the emission from an observable based on the provided count. It accepts a number. So if you say take 3 in this example, although the source observable is emitting 5 values, take will make sure only the first 3 values reach the observer. And as soon as the first 3 values are emitted, your source observable will complete. Let's try out a few examples to understand it better. We have a basic index.html file. We are using RxJS version 7. And I've created an empty JavaScript file. The same is referred in here. For styling, we are using Tailwind CSS. Let's hit save and do a quick refresh of the browser. Cool. We'll close this file for now. First, let's start by creating an observable that will emit values from 1 to 5. To do so, let's import the of_creation operator. Let's create the observable numbers followed by a dollar symbol of, and we'll pass the numbers from 1 to 5. Next, let's create the observer. Call it as observer equals to. We'll have 2 handlers for now. The next notification, let's just log the value. Let me also increase the font size. Yeah, I think that will be much better. Next, value, and then the complete. We'll just log that. Done. Now let's add the subscription mechanism. .subscribe will pass the observer. Hit save. Did I miss somewhere? Okay, it should be numbers. Hit save. As you can see, all the values are emitted from 1 to 5 as it is. Now let's use the take operator to accept only the first 3 values. Let's start by importing the same. Now do remember, we are using RxJS version 7, so we don't need to write RxJS dot operators. Rather, we can directly import it from the upper level. Let's add the take operator in here. We'll use the pipe method and then pass our operator. It accepts a count, we'll pass it 3, saying that we only need the first 3 values. So what we expect our observer to receive is 1, 2, and 3. 4 and 5 should not be collected on the observer side. Hit save. As you can see, only the first 3 values emitted from your source observable reach the observer, and then immediately you got the complete notification. Now let's say the count is more than the emitted values. In such a case, all the values from the source observable will be emitted. Let's try it out. Instead of 3, I'll make it as 30. Hit save. Now you can see that all the values are emitted from the source observable. Let's try out one more example. We'll open up the index.html file, and in here, let's add a button. Somewhere here will do. Okay, we have added a button with ID btn and the name add to cart. Hit save. You can see the button in here. Now let's head back to the JavaScript file. We'll comment this out for now so that our console is clear. Great. Now what we want to achieve in here is that we want the user, or we want to allow the user to click on this button only twice. And after the user has clicked on it twice, we just want to disable the button, right? So let's try to achieve that. First, we'll use the from event so that we can listen for the click event. So let's import the same. Let's call our observable as click. From event, the target. So we'll have the target here. Get element by ID, and the ID we passed to it was btn. From event, we'll pass the target followed by the event that we want to listen for, right? Now we'll use the same observer as in here. Okay. Let me just pull it down. Yeah, better. Now to our observable, subscribe, and we'll pass the observer. Hit save. Now anytime you click on this button, you can see the next notification. Now I can also use map to here just for clearing the next notification. What I'll do here is click, and in here I'll use .pipe map to, because I'm not interested in the entire object, right? It's of no use for me in this example. So let's say add to cart, button clicked. Hit save. Now anytime I click on it, I'll get that value. Great. Now what we want is, we want only the first to click by the user. For that, we'll use the take operator. So after map to, we'll say take to. And we know as soon as the first two values are emitted, the complete notification will be triggered. So in here, instead of just logging, we'll also disable the button. So just adding some styling purpose to it, that's all. Let's say disable button. We'll define the function here. We'll use Tailwind CSS class to have a kind of styling effect. Button dot class list dot add cursor not allowed, as well as another one, opacity 50. Right? Just to reiterate, what we did here was, we have an add to cart button here, and we want to allow the user to click on it only twice. And after the user has clicked on this button twice, we want to disable it. And for that purpose, we are using take two. So after the first two events would have been received, the complete notification will be triggered, in which case we are just kind of using a utility function to kind of disable the button. And map to is just for, we were not interested in the entire object. To have a cleaner console, I'm using map to here. Okay, hit save. Now we'll click the button once. We got the next notification. Click it again twice, and then you see the complete notification gets triggered. This is no longer clickable. I hope you got a good understanding of what is take operator and how does it work. Now let's switch to skip operator. The skip operator, I can say, works similar but opposite to take operator. It will ignore the first n values from the source observable based on the provided number, and only allow to pass through the values that come after the specified count. As you can see in this example, we have a source observable emitting values from 1 to 5. And to this, we added skip, passing a value 2 in the argument. When we pass 2, what we are seeing here is that skip the first two value emitted by the source observable starting from the beginning of it. So from the beginning, your observable is emitting 1 and 2. So these two values will be ignored, and the rest will be received by your observer. Let's try out an example. I'll comment everything out in here except the first one. We'll import the skip operator, and let's write number. And this time I remember to have it numbers followed by $.pipe. We'll use the skip operator and pass in the value 2 in here, and finally subscribe to it. Right? We just have a plain observable having values or emitting values from 1 to 5. To that, we have added skip the first two values followed by the subscription method. Hit save. As you can see, the first two, 1 and 2, are not received by your observer. Only the last three, or starting from the third value, skipping the first two, whatever will be emitted will be received by your observer. So that's it. That's all about take and skip operator. I hope you got a good understanding of both these filtering operators. Meet you in the next video. Until then, happy coding.